Scottish Curling Championships. Tonight's semi-finals. On Cheap Bravo, we have Team Henderson and Team McDonald. And on Cheap Delta, we have Team Craik and Team Paterson. The ice is ready. The games will commence in 1 minute. Practice slides may now be taken. Good luck, good curling.
Good evening and welcome along to Dumfries Ice Bowl for the 2022 men's semi-final of the Scottish Curling Championships. It's a good start. My name's David Owen. I'm joined by the professional commentator today, Maggie Wilson.
Hello, David.
That's entirely an exercise of saving myself. So tonight's game, we have James Craik against Ross Paterson. Paterson rank lost the Page 1-2 game earlier on today to Ross White, so the winners go forward to them in the final tomorrow.
It was a good game earlier today with just a few shots. If they'd gone the other way, it could have been a different story. So Ross and his team will be confident of getting the win here and progressing to the final, but James Craik and his young junior championship team will be hoping to play spoiler to that this evening.
It was a good game this afternoon. So actually managed to get a bit of time in the stands to watch it. Paterson rank certainly started well before Ross White just took a little bit of control of the game. But certainly a good game to watch. A few stones in play for the first end. Hopefully we're not going to see too many defensive tactics at this stage, but a little bit of hitting to come as well. For anybody not been watching along at home, these games are all 10-end games. To finish in a tie, it is effectively knockout now, so extra end required to settle it tonight. A little break at the fifth end. who's favourite coming into this game?
I think you have to go with the higher ranked team Paterson. They've got a lot of experience under their belt. They were the bronze medalists at the 2019 Europeans. And really have been knocking on the door of winning the Scottish for a few years. However, James Craik's team, very strong up and coming team. They are able to be here this week because of the postponement of the World Junior Championships. That's been postponed to May, and they'll be going out to that hoping to get the world title. So this is excellent preparation for them, and I don't think anyone should be surprised if they get through this game and make it to the final.
Just missed the double there. No, I'd agree with that. I think it's going to be a pretty tight game. Should be quite an entertaining game.
Yes, James and his team, confident young lads, and they won't be daunted by this prospect, and actually they'll relish the opportunity to try and get a spot in the final.
No, I don't think either team's going to take too much of a backward step here.
Already you can see James taking control here with a red guard, red in the top four, and popping another one round there. So without the hammer, he's really putting the pressure on Team Paterson.
Perfect line onto that one. Ladies semi-final also on the ice at the moment. Team Henderson against Team McDonald. We'll keep you updated, but if you do want to watch that one live on BBC Sport website, BBC Sport Scotland website. So we're not picky. Feel free to switch between the games.
And that was a fantastic shot from Duncan there. Cleared out all three reds, and really changed the dynamic of this end. We're probably heading towards a blank.
Yeah, I jinxed that earlier on, didn't I? 3 stones ago. There we go.
We're there. Back on. Nice normal. Go!
So we're seeing here the team's trying to make a wee play onto the wing. There's a stone I don't believe is in the wing, so although they can never trust the cameras. So they're just trying to create a wee mistake there, but should be fairly simple end, just run through from here.
We'll be playing this end out reasonably quickly, I would imagine. Teams are on time clocks, so thinking time in operation. A reasonable crowd in the building tonight. It's building nicely as people drift in via the bar in the ice hall.
Yes, there's been a good atmosphere here this week with the local bar and the local ice cream stall, which has gone down a treat. So if you have not yet got your tickets for tomorrow's finals, I'd encourage you to get online and get them booked.
Yeah, we're expecting a reasonably big crowd tomorrow, so ticket sales have gone fairly well. So it'll be nice to see the arena packed out, actually, and see if we can get a bit of atmosphere going.
The first time Scottish Championships has been held in an arena like this, and it has been good to hear the applause and appreciation of some of the shots we've seen this week. So hopefully that continues into tomorrow.
Yeah, and earlier in the week we obviously it isn't quite as busy, but bringing school kids in and giving them a chance to make a little bit of noise, it was quite good fun.
School kids don't need to be asked twice to make a bit of noise.
Oh, you're right. A nice little nose tap through the rings there. 2 stones left to come in the end. Sticks around, but a fairly straightforward hit and run away coming up. Last stone of the end, as you predicted, blank.
Well, there's a wee bit of discussion here. I think just making sure that they'll get the clear roller, going to play the other hand than maybe you would expect, just to make sure they don't flirt with that biter, not biter.
The yellow right on the sideline there, yeah.
Nice and simple peel out there for Ross Paterson, the blank end in the first end of this 2022 Scottish Men's Championship semi-final. So here we are underway in the second end of this semi-final. Corner guard goes up from Team Paterson, states their intention for the end. They're trying to get their two here.
Yeah, I was just about to ask whether you think this end will be a little more aggressive, but that kind of answers that question.
But then we saw in the last end, we thought it was going to be aggressive, lots of stones in play, and an excellent shot from Duncan just turned that end around. So you never know with teams of this calibre, they can get a lot of granite moving.
Yeah, the power they can get behind the shots is quite it's quite spectacular when they get the rocks flying about. This looks pretty close. Slips to the wing just a little bit further than they would have ideally liked.
That was a great shot from Niall Ryder, taking the opportunity where that yellow had rolled into the open. Niall used to, or does play a lead in this 5-man rotation, but he's moved up to second with Jack Carrick coming in at lead, so Niall getting to demonstrate some of the other skills in his locker, apart from the usual guard and draw that we see from the leads.
I hear that's the second time you've been down on Leeds today in various commentaries. I'm going to stick up for Leeds on that one. What about tick shots, throw-throughs?
Yeah, they can do it all. Peeling their own guard, I've seen that done a few times.
Rolls away and hangs about the edge of the 12 foot.
I'm not seeing any hint of nerves from the young team tonight. And other than that spectacular shot in the first end, they've pretty much been in control of this game, applying pressure throughout. And you're forcing triples off your opposition, you know you're in a good place.
You know you're not too far away at that point. No.
A little mistake there, drifting right to the back of the rings. It's going to allow James a chance just to get rid of that corner guard and really take control of the end.
Yeah, it's looking like quite a good opportunity to force, but still fairly. We're just into the vice skip stones. For anybody interested in the women's semi-final, Team McDonald have
scored a steal of 1 in the first end, so it's 1 to McDonald. That game is available to watch on BBC Sport.
I think just about every stone was in play at the end of that end.
Yeah, they didn't start too nervously there. Just piled the guards on and looked like quite a mess.
Interestingly, they didn't take the chance to take the corner guard off in the end there.
Yeah. Not sure if that one they've played has over curled or if that was the intended spot for it, but definitely I don't see there being a triple there.
No, I'm just wondering if the double and roll across is it's probably still too steep, isn't it? Difficult to tell with the camera angles. Pretty good effort, just flopping across in front of the red to the back of the tee line. Just looking to pick this one off the top and roll to the left as we look at it on the right hand side of the screen.
That was a fantastic sweep to save that one and sits nicely at the top of the forefoot.
So I missed the call there, Maggie. Sorry, I was distracted elsewhere there. Just looking for a nose hit here.
I was hoping that you might know. They discussed it, didn't indicate it, but I'm unsure whether nose hit or trying to roll under and put even more pressure on. And that's a nice shot from James to lie 3 there.
Yeah, 2 yellow stones to come, looking Well, what are they looking at this point?
There's definitely a double here, and if you get the roll over and James doesn't get the roll away, you could still be looking at getting your 2 here. So it's not over for Team Paterson in this end. They just need to make a couple of nice shots here.
On and off, so always a good sign.
It's an okay result. They would have hoped to remove both of the Team Craik counters from the rings. So James is going to have an opportunity to lie 3 here and probably secure the fours.
Relatively straightforward shot, but a little bit of pressure at the start of the game to make it though.
Makes these in practice all day long, but not in the semi-final of the Scottish Championships. Slightly different situation for him.
They jumped on the sweeping straight away. This is over swinging. Is it going to hang about? It hasn't. Is there a double there?
I'm going to wait until Ross Paterson tells us.
Not entirely sure what they called here. They seem to be focusing very much on the winger.
Perhaps just
I think they are going for the double though.
Yeah.
No. And he's nailed it.
Cracking shot from Ross Paterson. And the crowd show their appreciation here in the Ice Bowl arena.
No, good tune. You called it right again. A few stones left to go. We were doubting they could get the 2, but no, absolutely they did. So 2-0 after 2 ends. So into end 3. Craik rink straight away, putting up a corner guard. They'll be looking to get that 2 straight back, won't they?
Yes, I think so, and they're playing really well, so they'll have confidence they're able to do it. See James just calling the come around straight away. I'm trying to get some stones in play, not worried about the short stone at all at this point.
Nice limb behind the guard. It's a blank end in the ladies' semi-final. So McDonald still leading that 1-1-0. Pretty nice effort there. Yellow line shot stone.
Nice try from Niall there. Still keeps the 2 reds in play and sitting in a slightly better situation.
A little bit discussion about this shot, but I don't think it's about the outcome, it's more how to achieve it.
It's a nice shot there from Duncan.
It's not been too many misses so far, certainly. It's a nice shot, squeezes the yellow past the red at the back of the 12 foot. It's a big sweep there to make sure that didn't crash the guard.
So what do you think the best way for Team Craik to generate 2 here is?
Whatever I say, do the opposite, I suspect. Yeah, genuinely, I think, you know, we're third end. I don't think you want to gamble too much at this stage. You want to make sure, not quite stay in the game, but you certainly don't want to be gambling and losing a big end at this stage. So I think they've called just to knock that 1 and 8 foot backs away. They've just hanked the guard.
Quite unlucky. The guard's now lying third shot, which was a really unfortunate result. So those fine margins.
Clears the centre line out the way though. Maybe makes it a little bit easier to have a gamble at freezing on the back of the any stones that are back of the tee line.
Always finding a way to see the positives.
It's what time are we at? Yeah, it's been a long week. So. Went to play a tap there, so Gaelers are lined up. Quite hard to come in round him and not just leave an easy tap back. So looking to try and hit and roll off the wing and try and roll in behind, but almost out the other side.
Yes, I think if they're dead square behind the top yellow, it'll be a tough shot. Probably still a shot there. But anything wider than that, they will probably just a simple short run. That's probably not what they were looking for there. They didn't get any roll underneath.
Yeah, just hung a little straight out there. I can almost feel the ice techs glaring at me there, saying it's run a little straight. But I think, to be fair, that Sheet D has played the straightest this week.
The ice is the same for everybody, so
yeah, exactly.
It shouldn't be too much of an issue at this stage in the week.
Similar result, and probably getting quite tricky to roll underneath there now. I think there is still just about enough room. Attempting to semi-bail out of this end at this point.
2 stones left, you're struggling a little bit. There's probably a doubling roll under the corner. It's maybe worth taking your chances there, because the likelihood is they're going to be forced to 1 here. Looks like he's taking that on.
And at least opens up the centre line for last stone if required as well, obviously.
That does a job there. As you say, opens up the centre line and in a little less trouble than they were a few moments ago. Just trying to get across to the centre line here. I'm assuming Team Paterson must think that red out counts the yellow on the top of the 12 foot, so just opting to move it and avoid any risk of a bigger end. That's a nice shot.
It's a really good shot, leaves them almost perfectly level. Certainly no double this time. I'm confident we can't jinx that one. Definitely no double.
It's James just looking to draw the 4 foot, which he had a good practice before the game, should have that weight in his back pocket. This looks like it's got a little bit too much legs, and Kyle Waddle's going to see that through into the back 8 foot. It looks like a huge steal of 2 for Team Paterson.
Yep, steal of 2. So after 3 ends of play, Paterson is now winning 4-0.
Carl, just get it here. Hard. Hard, gotta go. Heads down, boys. Come on. Hard, make it good. Go, it's perfect. Go. Hey, you're still there on the out, eh?
So we're back in the fourth end of the men's semi-final of the Scottish Curling Championships 2022. It was a huge steal of 2 for Ross Paterson in the third end, where James Craik slipped just an agonising foot long on a draw attempt.
It feels like quite a big score, that steal of 2.
It's really unfortunate because Team Craik have been playing so well, and the scoreline's definitely not reflective of the game we've been watching. So they've got their corner guard up, and just hope they can put that to the back of their mind and try and get a 2 here at least and eat into that scoreline.
Yeah, you've played at a good level, various coaching, etc. I mean, the psychology at this point, really easy to get the head down, is it not?
Oh, definitely, but I think we can only need to think back just over a week ago, that semi-final at the Olympics that our women's team played in, losing that 4 in the first end, and I'm sure many people thought the game was over, and they just kept the head and kept confident and supported each other, and well, we know the final result there.
Yeah, and I think that's a good case in point, isn't it? So do they go? They probably have to go hard for a 2 here just to get back in the game a little bit.
Yes, definitely we do, but a 2 here's enough for now. They can force in the odd ends and take their 2, and slowly that deficit will reduce and they'll be back in it before they know it. The risks come when they start taking on too much risk and trying to generate something that's not there. It's a long game ahead of us. The 10 end game allows for people to rally and come back from a scoreline like the one we're seeing just now.
Yeah, we've had some interesting debates this week about 10 end versus 8 end games, but 10 end certainly, as you say, it just allows that comeback to happen.
Definitely, if you ask me, when I'm 4 down in the third end, I definitely prefer the 10 end game to the 8 end game. In an 8 end game, you're really struggling to overcome this, but we can hopefully have a game on our hands here.
And again, a good few stones in play already this end, so certainly chances. Team Henderson took a 2 in the third end, so ladies semi-final sitting 2-1 to Henderson at the moment. So fairly tight game there. And again, if you just have tuned into us, that game is actually on BBC as well. So BBC Sport Scotland website if you want to watch the ladies game. I'm not sure they're going to be plugging our coverage on the BBC, but I might be wrong.
Commentators over on the BBC coverage tonight, though, are Fiona Harfield and Alan Chalmers, so you are in for a treat if you join that one. There's been some really good feedback on those guys over the last couple of days. Or if you want to stay on YouTube, then you've got us pair.
That's selling it. Yeah, we should point out this was a very, very last minute decision to do the commentary on this game, but we thought it was too good a game just to let drift by with some pictures. So I think it's fair to say, for me anyway, I'll apologise for being fairly amateur at this, but hopefully it gives a bit of enjoyment somewhere.
And if you've got any questions, just feel free to put them in the comments on the stream.
That's a really dangerous thing to ask for. It's about having a bit of fun, so. It's a nice draw round there, hidden behind the corner guards. I think they look like they're still confident playing a hack weight around that, chip it out.
And there's all sorts of curling to watch tonight. The English Championships is also being streamed from just next door in the Dumfries Curling Hall.
Yeah, if you look for Dumfries Curling on YouTube, it's being streamed there.
You wait all year for a curling stream and 3 come along at once.
It's been quite a setup, but in theory we can stream 10 sheets of curling at the moment. So
we've had our first question, and it's a very simple one from Stuart in Aberdeen. Yes, you know it's me, Maggie Wilson, and I'm with David Owen from Dumfries Curling.
I can guess the question there then.
Yeah, if that is the answer. What is the question?
I'm thinking I should actually find a phone and get the questions so I don't have to answer them all, to be fair, at this stage. So the last one just kicked the guard there. This is looking a bit tight. Is it by the guard? Just feathers it. Team Paterson just piling on the pressure again.
It's a good shot to lie for and pile the pressure on Team Craik, who already seem to be feeling a little bit of pressure with the scoreline as it is.
Yeah, they must be. What would you be doing in this situation?
I think, as James is seeing here, that the run back of the red guard into the pocket of the two. Option also to play it at a softer weight and kind of create a little pocket for the red stone.
Plays it nicely. I think the red will come out of there cleanly though. Jumped straight on the sweeping with this one, but looks okay. That's another really nice shot. Take the double here, roll underneath the corner guards.
I think so. And there's a good stagger on the guards. They're touching, so it's very difficult to run back. So if he makes this is a good way to set up the skips juice.
Pretty close here. Just rolled maybe a stone too far, hasn't it? I think they will see, yeah, they'll see 3/4 of that.
Team Paterson aren't too concerned about hanging around here. Ross Paterson makes no mistake there and clears that out. And James is looking at some angles here, see if there's a way to.
He's trying to see if there's a 2 or a blank, but
Yeah.
look at the picture in the bottom left, the 2 yellows are certainly both in the 12 foot. I think he's looking at kicking that red guard half stone.
And the guard is frozen against the yellow, so it'll redirect slightly. So I'm glad it's him looking at the angles, not me.
Because he really needs, again, the camera angles are a wee bit deceptive. But he really does need to get on the inside of the left-hand yellow, doesn't he? Rather than, if he's on the outside, there's a fair chance he'll be outside the rings.
Yeah, or spin back up out. Has he just adopted? Has he just chosen to draw?
I was just thinking it's quite a big call to take on a big shot at 4-0 down. I think he has. In fact, he definitely has. They're worried about the line.
It's a big sweep from the boys.
I think they're okay. They are. Great sweep.
Really nice shot and a bit of a settler after his draw in the third end. Now he knows he's got that weight.
Yep, nice draw. Makes it 4-1 after 4 ends.
team was, usually 6. 2.5. Line's flying.
So the fifth end, men's semi-final. I suspect we're going to say this for a few ends, but another important one for the Craik team.
Yes, they've set up with that long guard and frozen the stone top 12, and they are going to be trying to steal.
Just drifts back 12.
Team Paterson won't be too worried there. They're line 2, and they know they've got the big advantage here. 3 up with hammer in the fifth end.
Obviously they'll always be keen to score multiples here, but again going into the fifth end break, you do feel even at this stage it'll be a long way back for the Craik team if they give off a 2 or more anyway. Would be an awful long way back. More than capable though.
Definitely, and if they were able to engineer a steal here or even a force, just need to get to that fifth end break, have a chat with their coach Ian Watt, and get ready to go again.
Looking to put the guard up. The ladies' semi-final, who do you fancy to go through in that one?
It's an interesting matchup. Team Henderson, the junior champions, really good up-and-coming team. But a couple of my former teammates in Team McDonald, so
an unfair question, really.
Yeah. I can't really answer that one.
Still a tight game, still 2-1 after 4 ends. Keep you updated on the score.
Well, of course, you can watch it on BBC Sport if you're wanting to follow that game.
I think we're going to just see the repeat of a guard and appeal for a few shots on our game, assuming everything's made.
Angus Bryce just coming up a little short of the hog line there with a guard. But they've got a nice setup in the rings with the two stones frozen against the short stone, so something for Team Paterson to think about.
Yeah, what would you be playing here?
I think it's an opportunity to try and remove at least one of them and release the back one with a takeout. Looks like that's what he's opting to do.
Big weight anyway. So he removes the red, releases the backing out from behind that last remaining red. Not too much debate about this shot. Trying to take both reds away. Keep it nice and clean. That's a great shot. Tidies up the end. And you want to hazard a guess what the score of this end's going to be?
James is going to throw up a centre guard here. And I suspect we'll see that peeled out.
Going to plan so far.
And a nice draw from James. He's definitely found his weight there. But we'll also just be looking to peel that out and get the blank and go into the 5th end break, 3 up with hammer. I don't suspect he'll be making any mistakes here.
Peeled out, just exactly as you said. So 5th end break. Score is Paterson 4, Craik 1. Paterson having hammer going into the second half of the game. Welcome back to Dumfries Ice Bowl, second half of the men's semi-final. Team Paterson leading Team Craik, and a pretty professional start to the end.
Yes, we've seen Craig Waddle make 2 tick shots, really giving Team Craik no opportunity to get anything going for a steal here. One of the Team Craik stones is just biting the house. It's the only consolation at the moment. When you're up against someone that can make tick shots like that, you're going to be having a tough end.
Yeah, it takes a bit of willpower just to stick in there and stay with it and try and generate that chance at some point. But this is looking pretty good as well. Tidies the end up again. A wee bit unlucky to leave one red into the close to the forefoot.
Hey, Team Craik aren't getting many opportunities since earlier on in the game, so this is something they're going to throw the guard and try and leave it long enough that there's not a run double.
So tricky, isn't it? Because the ice is relatively swingy down there, so leaving it long enough that there's no run double, but leaving it short enough that they can't just come round at hack weight.
Jack's backed right off this. But it looks fairly good. Just drifting into the rings.
Yeah, it didn't take too long to make their mind up there. Lift the double to tidy up the end again. Kyle Waddle's already played a few of these in this game and they certainly looking out onto the ice. They certainly appear confident in what they're about to play.
Ooh.
Just misses the back one.
It's just decision time really for James. Does he throw another guard or does he hit to lie 2? Really has to plan for the next 5 ends as a force of 1 here. Where does that leave him? And I think a force of 1 here still allows him to take 2s and force to get the game really tight towards the end.
Yeah, again, it's that 10 ends, isn't it? Just allows that extra little bit of time to come back.
Just one of the many reasons that 10 ends is just a fantastic format of the game, and I just don't know why you don't see it like that.
It's my attention span. That's all it is. A lack of attention span. Better length on the guard, but just over curled a fraction.
And that's the trouble with the guard there now. Kyle's got this shot to lie 2.
Yeah, I don't think the 8 end versus 10 end debate is going to go away, is it? It was. Don't get me wrong. The Olympics is a great example. 10 ends was enjoyable to watch, but the transition from mixed doubles 8 ends to kind of the full game 10 ends was quite stark.
It really showed the benefit though of the mixed doubles format that's designed to be short and sharp, and how enjoyable it was to watch. But definitely the 10 end team game's a whole different experience and different tactics to get your head round. But over the length of the Olympics, I know many people watching at home went from complete beginners to total experts by the time the medal matches rolled around.
Absolutely.
I was quite an expert in biathlon by the end, if I'm honest. I quite enjoyed watching that one.
I have to admit, I quite like the snowboard cross. It's always good for a few crashes. A safer one to speak about as well, I dare say. Just not quite getting the rolls yet tonight, are they? There's a wee bit of tidying up of the ice going on there, so I don't know if they think that grabbed something there, but
Team Craik just haven't been far away tonight, and the scoreline doesn't reflect it. A few key shots that they'll reflect back on, and the game could have gone differently. But of course it's not over yet. We've got half the game still to play, and definitely some opportunities ahead.
it's a well-controlled stone again. And again, it's just piling the pressure on, isn't it? There's just no let-up. James Craik's last shot. Looking to get the roll under the guard.
But just not quite coming off for them.
So last stone of the 6th end. Nose hit for a 2. Makes it. Score now 6-1 after 6 ends. Seventh end, main semi-final. He's at the risk of repeating herself again. Yeah, James Craik probably does have to take a bit of a gamble this end, I would think.
Time's starting to run out a little bit. 4 ends left and a 5-shot deficit. So he's got that staggered corner set up, and he'll be doing his best to make good use of that throughout this end.
Looking to shift some stones off the 4-foot roll in behind the corner guard. Again, sweeping it early. Not quite what was called, but not terrible. There is a bit of separation between the red and the yellow stone. We're going to rip corner guards anyway, I think. Yep. Single peel. Crowd has built up nicely while this game's been playing. Still tickets available for tomorrow. Times of the finals are 10 and 4. If I say it confidently enough, then we'll go 10 and 4. But check the Scottish Curling website would probably be the caveat to that one as to when the exact timings are. But I think they're 10 and 4 tomorrow.
There's all sorts of good things to do here at the Ice Bowl. We've got a bar in the arena, a little ice cream shop, and I can see our ice technicians just checking not only the ice but the ice cream in the stands this evening.
They've worked hard, to be fair, haven't they? They've worked hard. Graham Slow and Fraser Shaw doing most of the ice work this week. I think installation had its challenges, but partners at Dumfries and Galloway Council helping out with that as well, and a small army of volunteers who are now being paid in ice cream, which sounds a fair deal to me, to be fair.
It's been a fantastic week here in Dumfries, and it's not over yet. Still the finals to play for tomorrow and the conclusion of these semi-finals here today.
Looking for a peel of the guards here. Takes the red out. A little unlucky, hasn't rolled under as well into the house. Good shot, takes both red guards out of play. Looking to run the guard into the red stone.
I think the corner is potentially causing them some concern that James can use it, but it's a yellow stone, so a Team Paterson stone, and even if James was able to get round behind it, they'd be able to run it fairly easily.
think Paterson's teams, the front end of the team, were just a little bit concerned running this yellow across. You could lift absolutely everything off the centre line and let James Craik come round the red corner guard on the other side if everything disappears out the middle.
Just a little bit of an over curl there. Getting fairly close to nose and hasn't really changed the dynamic of the end all too much.
Five stones to come this end. A glimmer of a chance here.
Definitely, it's an opportunity to get one round behind this guard, and they've already got one stone in the rings, so something can build from here. And in the girls' game, Faye Henderson taking on Amy McDonald. Faye leads 3-2. Amy has hammer in the 7th end, and that game is available to watch on BBC Sport.
I think that's just about hung on at the back 12, but not really where they were looking for that stone to land at all. Just making absolutely sure that back red doesn't count.
So James has got 2 shots left to try and build something here. Talking about the freeze or drawing back 4. A few options of making a play on the top red.
It's so difficult to get the stones into safe places and not leave a double straight back, isn't it? Just the hitting power of their opposition at the moment.
Ooh, that was a really, really good attempt, and that redstone just drifting a little too far. Really close to being in. Before we could still be in. With that.
It could, yeah. Again, the camera angles can be a little bit. I think the camera angle on the left maybe
Yeah, camera angle and an optimistic eye.
I know. The rings maybe aren't a little bit shy in places, but they've been measured, so the camera angles will tell us at the end. Going to get a little roll in behind as well. It's a great shot. Served a little bit of applause from the crowd there. And he's got this run back for a blank now. And this is swinging. And unfortunately, a steal of one for the Paterson rink, unfortunately for Craik that is. Which leaves the scoreline 7-1 after 7 ends. eighth end of the men's semi-final, and a brilliant tick shot. In fact, it's ticked it so far it's out of the overhead cameras, but it is still hanging in the back rings. You can just see it in the against the foam bumper, or not against the foam bumper, as the case is.
Now Team Craik just opting to change things up with a centre guard. Really having to work to score here.
No point complicating the end. You don't see many throw-throughs these days.
Reserved for being very far up, because with the 5 rock rule, having something in the forefoot is helpful, but as you see here, there's one already there, so they don't feel the need for anything else to complicate matters.
I expect we'll now start to see some big weights thrown, try and peel both guards. Be perfectly happy with picking one of them though, I would imagine.
Such a big lead that Team Paterson have that they won't be too worried here about giving up a 1 or 2, even a 3. They'll still be in control in the final 2 ends.
Yeah, nothing in Team Paterson's play suggests they're going to give very much up very easily anyway. Another centre guard goes up. Well, a straightforward peel. I suspect we'll see one more guard.
Team Craik just choosing to come right in at this stage in the end, buried behind a guard and the stone in the top 12 foot, top 8 foot rather.
Yeah, it's just it's completely covered, but probably encourages the the big run back as well. So.
not quite what he was going for, but he won't be too disappointed there. The guard's off, and it's still going to be a cluster of stones here. Tricky for James to get the separation they need to score 2.
Puts up the guard. I suspect it'll just be the straight peel. Just with skip stones to come. Famous last words, but yeah, difficult to see where the 2's coming from at the moment. Ladies semi-final all square after 7 ends. Henderson has the hammer in the 8th. I think a hit just inside nose takes both reds, does it? And they like it. Just the one red. It looks like red's second shot there.
Yeah, they're just going to play the take out and take their 2.
Hits and sticks. I think it's for a 2, but they are having a bit of a look at it, and that overhead camera is in front of the ring, so it will favour that red stone. Yeah, we are having a measure.
So you think it's red?
I think it's red, but I think I've been wrong on most calls so
Okay.
far. So
I'll say it's yellow then. I believe it was red,
I think it was.
but that's handshakes regardless in the men's semi-finals. Team Paterson progressed to tomorrow's final at 11 a.m. against Team White. And Team Craik, a lot to be proud of with their performances this week, and some really high quality curling that's going to serve them well when they go off to the World Championships in May, the World Junior Championships. So this is the last of the streams from Dumfries. The finals are going to be available tomorrow on BBC Sport. So I'd just like to say thank you to everyone at Dumfries Curling and Dumfries Ice Bowl for their support, bringing the curling to everyone across Scotland and beyond this week. It's added a great element to the championship this week.
Thank you, Maggie. Yeah, we do try. We thought it was worthwhile trying to stream some of the games just for a bit of entertainment. Sorry if the commentary's a little bit amateur, but we try our best. No, thank you to everybody watching. And as Maggie says, all the finals are on BBC tomorrow. So that is us done for this year.
Yes, so hopefully see some of you in person tomorrow. Tickets still available.